excited to bring a newer coach on the call, because a lot of times I have been asked, why do I always have all these, people who've been on for years and years and years and have tons of accomplishments? Well, this is somebody who joined 6 months ago. This is a newer coach. This is her startup story. So let me give her the proper introduction, please. She was a success starter. For those of you who are new and don't know what a success starter is, it is someone who has hit Success Club at least 3 out of the first 6 months in their business. We have found that that kind of start in your business sheds a light on what is to come and creates a great success trajectory. You try to say that early Monday morning, success trajectory. Anyway, she's also already earned the Success Club trip for 2021. She is now a 1-star diamond, and she's from Northport, Alabama. Holly Richardson, come on into the Zoom room.
Hey, Sandy.
How you doing, Holly?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm really great. I hope everybody listens to your incredible story about how you just came here 6 months ago. So I'm going to get out of the way, let people know what brought you here.
Well, thank you. I just want to first say I'm so honored and thankful that just to have this opportunity to share with y'all. But I'm Holly Richardson, and I am from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Roll Tide. And I live with my husband, Nick. He is a head baseball coach, and our 3 little ones. I have a 6, 5, and 1-year-old, and I am a kindergarten through 2nd grade reading teacher. So I get to help little ones read, and I do that part-time. But before Beachbody, I had another business and another multi-level marketing company. And I had that business for 4.5 years. And that business was super special to me. So it allowed me some time freedom. When I first started that business, my girls, we have 3 now, but we had 2 at the time under the age of 2. And that business, the work that I put into it allowed me to buy back some time with my kids. I was able to step away from teaching full-time and only have to teach part-time. So I was able to be in their lives a lot more. Before that, they were the first ones at preschool every day and the last ones picked up. And I just knew that that wasn't right. So that business allowed me to buy back some time with them. And last summer, because of the company's restructuring and all of that, we pretty much lost our business. All of the work that we put into for 4.5 years pretty much just lost that. But there's always blessing in pain. And for 2 years, I had watched Heather Shipley, and I get so emotional when I think about it. I'm going to try not to, Sandy. I'm going to try to be calm. I get so emotional because I watched Heather for 2 years. Heather Shipley is my coach, and she was helping people on social media get really good results the right way. And she was doing it the way that I believed in. And I always said, I think that Beachbody would be an opportunity that would allow me to help a lot of people, because she was helping them get really good results working out. She was showing them how to do, eat balanced, have good balanced nutrition. She had this community that I desired. But I had this other business and I had this other team. And so Beachbody was always something in the back of my mind. For 2 years, I watched her from a distance. So for new coaches, just people are watching you. I was watching her for 2 years. And, when we lost our business, fear set in a little bit, worry set in a little bit, that the time that I had bought back with my girls, I might have to go back to teaching full-time. Not that I don't love teaching, but teaching full-time kept me away from my kids 8 to 10 hours a day. And I love teaching, but I love my kids, and I love spending time with my kids. And so there was a moment, and I'm going to try not to get emotional. There was a moment that I thought that I would have to put our 1-year-old and our 4-year-old in full-time daycare. And, I wasn't willing to settle for that. And so for a couple of weeks and months, I talked to a friend of mine, and I was like, maybe it is Beachbody. Maybe God's trying to show me that it is Beachbody. And so after many sleepless nights, I finally called Heather up and I said, sign me up. I'm ready. I'm ready to do Beachbody. So that's really how I got started with Beachbody.
I'm really glad you're sharing this story because there are people who have been watching for years and don't end up signing up, or they do finally sign up because people are patient and they keep coming back around and asking the same question, are you ready now? And also, you came from another company, and we have to start looking at people that are coming from many different occupations, many different other MLMs, many different network marketing companies. And when the time is right, it's right, and you just have to know that is going to come. So thank you so much for sharing that very honest, humble beginnings before coming to Beachbody. So I want to get right into it, and that is really your startup story. How did you start? Like, what is the first thing that you did?
Okay, so Heather said, well, I had never tried any Beachbody programs or anything. And so she said, get started on a program and get started on a nutrition program and get some of our products in your body. So that's exactly what I did. I started with Lift 4, and I knew that I didn't want to do this alone. So I started inviting people to do Lift 4 with me. And, my first group that I decided I wanted 10 people in that first group. So Heather was like, if you just have 3 people join you, you'll pay back your investment, and that's a good start. So I was like, okay, great. So I set a goal for 10. So I want 10 people in my first challenge group to do this with me. And she also mentioned too, we have a Coach U training. It's a 14-day training. And I'll go share more about that challenge group. But this Coach U training, she was like, do this, and it'll show you how to invite, promote challenge groups, recruit coaches, mentor coaches, basically everything you need to know to start your business. And so I was like, okay. So instead of taking 14 days, I binge watched it in like 3 or 4 days. And I remember calling Heather, and like 9 days into this business, I was like, hey, I think I just qualified Diamond. I was like, this Coach U training works, because I think if you check our back office, I think I'm Diamond. So yeah, she was like, okay, so let's move on from Coach U. But that's the first thing I did. Is I got started on a program. I got started on Lift 4 and loved it. And then I invited a group of people to do that with me. And then I did the Coach U training and got going there. And Sandy, I don't know if you want to go ahead and start sharing about that challenge group. I can do that too.
Go ahead. You're doing great.
Okay. All right. So that first challenge group that I ran was, like I said, Live For. And you know what's funny is we didn't even have a name for like the first half of this challenge group. We actually labeled it Team No Name. We didn't have a team name or a group name. But anyways, I had a goal for 10, and I ended up having 30 people join me in that challenge group. And so 2 weeks into that, I hosted another challenge group and filled that one up to about 25 or something. And then we did the bar challenge group in January. So my business all started with challenge groups. I started a challenge group and I committed to that one, and I invited people to do that one with me. And then 2 weeks later, I started another group. And then 2 weeks later, or a couple weeks later, I started another one. And so I just started filling up my challenge groups and inviting. And the thing I felt like that grew those groups so large is that I did not just say, when I, was talking to somebody, inviting somebody to do it with me, I didn't just invite them, but I invited who they knew. I said, hey, who do you know that wants to do this with you? Like a coworker, a sister, a friend, like who do you know that would do this with you? And they were like, oh, well, I'm sure my sister would, or my friend's been saying she wants to get healthy and work out, or so-and-so, or my so-and-so asked me to go to the gym. I was like, okay, well, how about ask them to do it with you? And did you know that just because if you ask them to do that with you, you can earn what we call a friend bonus? It's super simple. It's basically a referral bonus. It's $50, and that could pay for your products. So not only was I helping people get good results in our challenge group, but they were earning income, and it was fun. It wasn't, everybody likes to do this with their friends. It's more fun to do it with friends. And so they were inviting friends to do that with us. So I had several girls that earned $50, $100 fast start bonuses just by helping their friends, and that was paying for their products. And I made this cute little graphic, and I posted it in our challenge groups, and I shouted out the people who had earned one of those as friend bonuses and stuff. So yeah, that's what I did. I did that Coach U training, told me everything, and then I just started my challenge groups.
Okay, so a few people are asking about what 14-day coach you is, and I'm thinking that Heather Shipley just that's how she named it, and that's her creation. I mean, there's so many trainings out there. And also, I love that you tell people what their bonuses are going to be, how they can get a fast start bonus like that, earning commissions right away. So that's really clever. You knew about that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, it's just always one of those things that I want people to see that this is something they can do with their friends. And so I think I kind of planted that seed with everybody from the get go. And I talk about it all the time. Like as soon as somebody enrolls, I talk about it in my challenge groups that, hey, friend bonus, it's there for everybody. For those that have signed up because they wanted a discount, they have that as an advantage. And I tell people that when I'm sponsoring them too, I'm like, you have this opportunity to not only pay for your products but to earn a little extra income. I don't know if that would make a difference for you, but it would. I mean, if it would, that's available to you. And I even share with them, my first challenge group that I ran, I invited 3 people and that paid for my investment. And then, you know I went on to earn more than that even in the first week. So I share that with them in our Coach U training. We have an amazing upline, so I'm very honored to be on our team. But yeah, I'm sure every upline has a different training, but it was the fundamentals, and it taught me what I needed to know.
Okay, so you talked about in your other company, you did a lot of boot camps. And so that was something that you loved. So talk about how boot camps, which we call challenge groups, how did that kind of just take off and change the trajectory of your business?
Yeah, so I love people. I love gathering people. I love gathering women. I 100% believe that there's power when you gather women together to push each other, encourage each other. We live in such a can be negative world that for me, community is so important. And so it's just always been natural for me to be like, hey, mom, do you want to go meet at the park? Do a mommy and me workout. I am not a personal trainer, but I just like to do workouts with people. And so the kids can play, we can work out. So I've done this often. And so when I started Beachbody, it was just really natural for me to start a program and just ask people to do it with me. And that's really what I did. I just started inviting people, and I didn't make it salesy. I didn't mention product names or company names or program names. I just said, I'm going to do this 4 day a week program. It's 30 minutes a day. You can do it when it's convenient for you. It's hot outside. I was like, you don't even have to go outside in that 100-degree weather. You can do it at home and you can do it with me. And so that was super natural for me to be able to do that and ask people to join me. I just feel like God really wants us to do life together and with other women, and so it's just fun to gather people. And so I just try to make that in my challenge groups a big community feel. And did I answer your question?
Yeah, you totally did. And I'm thinking also that you mentioned, were you doing your own challenge groups or were you partnering with your upline? I mean, did you take it on yourself?
So yes, I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time in the beginning with my first couple challenge groups creating Facebook groups and creating challenge groups. I didn't really want to get into all that. I knew that my number one job was just to invite people to do this with me. And so Heather was so kind and let me add all of my challengers. I think I added, like, she was probably super tired of accepting them. I think I added over like 150 people to her group. But yeah, I just used my uplines group initially until mine grew to a point where it was just a natural thing that it was time for me to start my own challenge group. And but yeah, I did. I used my upline. I used Heather's, and it was super helpful because I didn't have to create the resources and I didn't have to create the things. I could just focus my time on helping people, and that's what I focused on. I didn't try to create the tons of graphics and slides and all of that. I just started helping people.
Okay, Holly, this is really, really good information. Now, another thing that you and I had talked about is how in the beginning you were just focusing on fitness, right? And so you weren't focusing on the nutrition. So what changed for you?
Yeah, so I told Heather when I got signed up, I was like, hey, girl, I really just want the workouts. Like, if I can just help people with y'all's workouts, then I'm good. Like, I was already using some supplements from another company, and I was like, I can just use y'all's workouts and be good. And so, but that I realized that wasn't going to work. And the reason it wasn't going to work was because people need help with their nutrition. Not only do I need more help with my nutrition, or I was looking for that, but people need that. And I truly believe that overall health is not just exercise and it's not just nutrition. It's both. It's exercise and nutrition and some other components too. But I realized that I was going to be shortchanging my challengers and not getting them the best results if I wasn't helping them with their nutrition. And so, Heather, the only thing that she mentioned to me when I got started, she never said sign up with, even though I told her I wanted the workouts only. She never mentioned to me a 12-month bod. She only mentioned to me a challenge bag, which is another key thing is I've never offered bod. I've only offered challenge packs because once I got those products in and once I got those products in my body, I said, whoa. I even told a friend back this summer before I started Beachbody that I would never do Beachbody. Even though I love I wanted the concept of the workouts. I just thought that their Shakeology was this overpriced protein shake, and I just couldn't get behind that. Well, that was before I'd ever tried it, had never put it in my body, had no idea what the price was. I just, you hear things and you just say it. Doesn't make sense. But anyways, but once I got my Shakeology in and I noticed that how my cravings were less, I felt fuller longer. I didn't want all the bad or the sugars and stuff. I saw how it affected me and I wanted my people to experience that. And I mean, energized, hello, it is amazing. And recovery is amazing. My husband loves it. And so I wanted people to experience these products. And so that's when I realized that I needed to be offering the nutrition side of it just as well. And I even remember as plain as day telling my very first challenge group, hey, I'm not going to lie. I kind of was worried that I was not going to like these products and that I was going to get all 30 of y'all committed, and then y'all were going to hate them and I was going to hate them. But we were wrong. We loved them. And so thankful that I saw the value in Shakeology because now and other products so I could share that with people.
Well, and also your challengers do what you're doing. So if you think that the shake is not going to work, even though you haven't tried it and you haven't gotten results from it and you're not drinking it regularly, they won't either. So that completely changed for you when you became your own believer of the products.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's really, really interesting. Let's talk about goals. Like, what kind of goals were you setting for challenge groups? Like, how many people would be in there? Or what kind of goals did you want to get them? Or because you said, I have it written in my notes that you're really competitive by nature. So you like leaderboards, right?
I do. They're kind of my love language. I was telling one of my success partners, I was like, it is such my love language, especially like in the middle of the week. And you may have been getting a lot of no's, but then you see your name on a leaderboard. It just fires you up to keep pushing. But initially, so like I said, I wanted 10 people in that first challenge group that I did. And I ended up having 30. And so, being the teacher that I am, I had these number charts laying around my house that they're just laminated 1 through 100 charts that my girls would practice counting on and all of that. They would just practice counting on. And so they saw me. So I got started in November and we were off for a week for our Thanksgiving break, and that I was working a lot, but I wanted them to know why mommy was working a lot. I didn't want them just to see me on my phone. I wanted them to know that it was because I was helping people. And so I said, hey, how about every time mommy helps somebody get healthy, that's what I called it, we'll circle a number on the number chart. And they were like, oh, yeah, that's fine. So they got expo markers and they were circling. And so I remember circling a 30 for my first challenge group. And I said, hey, why don't, when we get to 100, when we've helped 100 people, we'll go to the toy store and you can pick out any toy that you want. And they're like, yes, let's do that. So then they were okay with mommy working more because they were going to get to go pick out a toy. And so, I started that second challenge group and I remember going past 50. And this is like at the beginning of December. I said, what if we could really help 100 people by the end of the year? That's 2 months. And I was like, you set that goal, but you're like, I don't know if I can really do that. But I remember circling, and we kept circling, and we were getting closer to 100, and they were getting excited because they were going to get to go pick out a toy. And I kid you not, on New Year's Eve night, Heather had our team doing vision boards, and like, because what else do adults do on New Year's Eve anymore? But we were doing our vision boards, and I pulled up my back office and I looked at my downline, and to the number, I had helped 100 people added into my organization on New Year's Eve night at like an hour before the end of the year. And I remember screenshotting it and sending it to her and saying, if this is not confirmation from God that this is exactly where I'm supposed to be, that all the doubt and the fear that I had before, it's out the window. Like, I knew that this is exactly what I was supposed to be doing. If I could help 100 people in 2 months get started with their health and wellness. So that was the first goal. So I hit that goal. And then Success Starter was my second goal. I wanted Success Starter. Again, I'm competitive. So if there's something I need to do in 3 months, I'm going to do that in 3 months. So new coaches, get Success Starter, because number one, I get to be in that test group. I'm so excited about the muscle builds. Oh my gosh, I never get it right. Muscle builds fat test group. So exciting. So make sure you're get a Success Starter. But then
muscle burns fat.
Thank you. What did I say?
Your muscle builds fat.
No, not build. No, muscle burns fat. Sorry. Okay. Anyways, be a Success Starter. And so then I set a goal for in all of this, I'd hit diamond and I hit 1 star. And so then I started reverse engineering my goals. I knew that I'd set a goal for 4-star by April, because I knew that was the summit recognition. So I'm not there yet, but I'm still working. But I wanted to help build a diamond each month. So I just started reverse engineering my goals to how many people I needed to bring in, and that led to how many invites I set a day. And this is the biggest goal that I focus on is how many people I invite a day. And if you've been in any type of sales or marketing or anything, you really know that the numbers don't lie. For about every 100 people that you invite to whatever you're trying to sell, or whatever you're trying to invite to, you'll get 1, maybe 2 if you're good, to say yes. So that means there's a lot of no's. So new coaches, if you're getting no's, it's okay. I tell my coaches, no's just means you're getting closer to a yes. But for about every 100 people you invite, you'll get 1 or 2. So my goal initially, don't freak out, was to invite 100 people a day. And, now I stick between 50 and 100 a day. But that means that I knew that every day or every other day, I could help 1 person get started. And so if you're doing that, then the Success Club points and the building your team will take care of itself. And so I just focused on inviting. And I am not scared to invite. I invite unapologetically. I'm not fearful about inviting, because I truly believe, unlike some other sales stuff, I believe that there's something for everybody in this business. There's not a single person I know that could not benefit from moving their body 30 minutes a day, or from eating more vegetables than they are processed foods, or a community of men gathered together. There's nobody I believe that could benefit from that. So I invite everyone. And so that's really my goals there. And those leaderboards, I like to hit the leaderboards. I like to see my name up there. And I know this too, the speed of the leader determines the speed of the pack. I know that my pace is going to set the pace for my team. So if I am telling my coaches that I'm inviting 20 people a day, they're probably going to invite 5, maybe 10 a day. But if I'm sharing with them that I'm inviting 50 to 100 a day, hopefully we'll do about a third of that. And so I know that is kind of, I want to set the bar high. And I'm so thankful for the upline that I have, because we have some hustlers that I get to work with every day that drive me and push me. So again, new coach, make sure you're sticking in there with your team. So
I love it. I think you freaked a lot of people out with your numbers today, but you know what you said? Numbers don't lie. I think Shakira did a song, Hips Don't Lie. You need a song. It's Numbers Don't Lie. Okay, we're going to move on quickly because I wanted to end before the top of the hour today, but just talk a little bit about vital behaviors. I know that you came from another network marketing company. Everybody has, be a product of the products. And we just did a vital behaviors national wake up call last week, but can you share how have the vital behaviors played a role in your success in your first 6 months?
Okay, so I'll say that they give me something to focus on every day. So the business activity tracker is the vital behaviors, and that is what I focus on every day. So for me as a leader too for my team, showing my coaches these vital behaviors is what will move their business forward. And for me, that is very helpful. Doing our workouts every day, drinking our products every day. If I'm inviting people to do this with me, but on my social media, you don't see any of that, then what are they going to believe? Like, they're not going to believe that I'm doing what I'm inviting them to. So I try to share, then show that on my social media. And I don't just share Beachbody, but I share my life. I mean, if you know, with 3 kids, it's clearly messy around here all the time. And so I share more than just Beachbody. I share that, but I do my workouts. I drink my products every day. What else? Inviting is a non-negotiable. I set my alarm for 6 a.m. every morning. Well, I get up at 5, but I do my 6 a.m. power invites every day. So I invite. It's a non-negotiable. If I don't get all of them in on one day because it's crazy and busy, then the next day I am going to maybe double that amount or something. But as soon as by the end of the week I have the number of invites out that I want, then that's what I focus on. And so even when I just had surgery on both of my legs done, and I was in bed like kind of loopy inviting. And so it's a non-negotiable. It's what drives our business. If we're not putting people in the pipeline, if we're not adding to our business, then we're not going to have a business. And professional development, there's so much negative in the world. There's so much self-doubt. Our minds are our biggest enemies. If we're not feeding it with positive stuff, then we're going to be outweighed by the negative talk. And so feeding it with, I listen to podcasts and webinars and Audible books. I don't have a lot of time to sit down and read. And so when I'm cooking dinner or on walks with my kids or driving in my car, I'm constantly listening to something positive or motivating or something. And then recognition. I recognize my coaches when they do have big wins, small wins, but also my challengers within my challenge group, just showing them that attention and praise for doing the hard work and succeeding.
I asked you to speed up. So you're like when you're on the podcast and you speed it to 1.5 times or 2.5 times. That's what you sound like now. You're awesome. There's a lot of people on Facebook right now wondering how you invite, and that is definitely for another call. Are you on Instagram? But I am going to ask you, because you came from another company. Before that, you were a teacher. Now I do get a lot of teachers and a lot of nurses on this call, and they're wonderful teachers and caregivers. But when you come from another network marketing company, did you have a leg up on this competition? I mean, are you a level playing field when you joined Beachbody 6 months ago, or did you have some advantages? And if so, what were they? And if you didn't have any advantages, what have you had to learn?
Yep. So this is something that I get asked often. And I was just telling my husband the other day that it would be easy to look at my success here with Beachbody and just equate it to our other business and just assume that I just maybe brought all those people over. But that is not the case. I feel like I learned these vital behaviors and this type of business for the last 4.5 years that I poured into that. So I feel like I learned the importance of inviting and mentoring and building leaders and building people and professional development. I learned those things that really is the heart of this business. But by no means is my success because of what I had over there. My success is solely on what I do daily, making non-negotiables and showing up every day and inviting and following up and pouring into my team and just having that go-getter attitude that that is where my success comes from. So did I learn a lot from my previous business? Yes. Is this success come from that? No. It comes from every day showing up. So, if your business is not where you want it to be, or maybe you're a brand new coach and you're starting, then just do those daily, follow that business activity tracker to a T. Listen to 10 times rule. I've listened to it by Grant Cardone like 10 times, but listen to it and then speed up how the top coaches that are where we want to be, they're not where we want to be because they're magic or they've got something more special than we do. It's just because they're doing more often than we are. So just increase your actions and you'll see increased success. So I hope that,
Well said.
and
Go ahead.
I'll say this too, even though I think my friends and my family and my people who follow me, they see that I'm with a different company. And that was I didn't want, anyways, they see I'm with a different company, but the mission is still the same. My mission is still to help people with their health and wellness. And it is still community and it's still fighting for my family. That has not changed, even though the company has.
Well said. I think you still have freaked out people with your 100 invites. It's okay because invites are not just necessarily an invite. Invites can be just a connection, just a
Yeah.
finding out who people are and engaging with people. So I think that newcomers are thinking, what, 100 people a day? But you had a mission. You came from another company. You knew how this business works and you are connected every single day to doing activities. So with that, let's go to the closing of the call. And that's it. 6 months into this company, 6 months into this business with Beachbody. How do you like it so far?
I love it. And I think I see my husband, he sees how passionate I get about it. And it even excites him to know that I'm doing exactly what I love. But it really has been exactly what I was missing from my other business. I would spend hours on Pinterest looking at workouts to do and writing down workouts. And I don't have to pretend to be a nutritionist anymore. I don't have to come up with meal plans. And Beachbody has been, I'm so thankful that Beachbody encompasses all of that. It's fitness, it's nutrition, it's community, it's everything that I wanted. So I can't help but wake up every day and excited to check in with my challengers and check in with my coaches. And really, for the first time, I've been able to have, I feel confident in leading a team. And so it has been the biggest blessing. And I mentioned in the beginning that, back this summer when we lost our business and fear did set in and worry, and I was looking for that opportunity, I knew that I was going to find something, that no matter what, I was going to find something that allowed me to stay with my kids, stay home with my kids like I was doing. I did not want to put our 4 and 1-year-old in full-time daycare. I did not want to miss out on taking them cupcakes to on their birthday to school. I don't want to miss field trips. I don't want to miss my husband's baseball games because I'm working full time. Time is what I crave, is with my family. And Beachbody has 100% taken away the fear that I had that I was going to have to go back to full-time teaching and miss out on all of those things. So I could not be more thankful and grateful that God put this in my life at the exact time. It's always people's timing. It's always the right timing. So just love on people. I'll never forget, Heather said when I called her one time, she was like, just pray about it. She didn't force me. I think she might have wanted me on her team, she said, but she didn't force that. She just said, I'll pray for you. You pray. And God, it has just been a blessing. So I'm so thankful and honored that I got to be here. And this was on my vision board, and I just can't believe it's coming true. So,
well, I'm glad you're here too, and you're just adorable. And thank you so much for sharing your startup story because it's incredible how you just immediately got to work. So I appreciate you. Thanks for coming on. And everybody, coaches, next week we're going to have Carl Deichler on the call going through bod groups. But you know what? I had a few affirmations for this call, and then I wrote my own. Yes, I wrote my own, and that is, what is your reason for becoming a coach, and what's your reason for staying? So let me put that up there. You can see I finally lost my gel nails. Hee 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 hee. Okay, I just feel like I bring people on these calls for a reason and I find out their backstory. But then it's so interesting and fascinating to hear why it's a perfect fit, why it's the right fit for them. And I've had coaches on here that have been around 10 years and coaches 6 months. There's a reason why they came and there's a reason why they're staying. So, with that, everybody, have a wonderful, wonderful day today. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.